Derry, you've just flown back in from Mexico and news of your world title has broken, so you must be well filed up.
Yeah, I'm over the moon, to be honest. I found out a couple of days ago it was on, but I had another opponent in mind who I thought I was going to fight, so I've been out there. You know, you couldn't really call it holiday because I had to train out there twice a day. I was getting instructions off my trainer Danny Vaughan and Taff, who's my conditioning coach, and he was, you know, telling me what to eat and what times to train and stuff. So, you know, I've took it as a bit of beginning of camp, a lot of running, few weights and stuff like that, but it's been enjoyable.
Big news for you. I mean, you've had a bit of a roller coaster of a career, approaching nearly 50 fights. Did you think this opportunity would ever come around?
Yeah, to be honest, I've seen the other fighters at my weight, and I've seen them getting the opportunities. And you know, when I signed back with Frank, I went down the office and I sat down with the team, and you know, they said the plans for me, and everything they've said they've delivered. And not only that, I'm fighting for the world title in my own city. I'm not getting sent overseas. I'm here in my own place, in my own venue, and you know, I couldn't ask for more than that. I'm fighting the best fighter in the world, Richar, but you know, come fight night, I know that I'll be ready, and you know, I hope he's ready and the crowd's in for a great night. What
do you make of this chance? Has it sort of sunk in yet?
Yeah, it has, but you know, I believe that I belong at this level, and you know, as you keep going on, other fighters are getting the opportunities who, you know, I think I'm better than them. I believe I'm better than them, even not just at this weight, at other weights and stuff, but you know, I believe I belong at the best level, and you know, sunken in wise I don't think it really has affected. It hasn't kicked in yet, but you know, a lot of people have just been around the city centre like congratulating me all the time, and you know, the next few weeks I think it's lucky that I'm going out to the MGM Marbella, because you know, the place is going to be crazy over in Liverpool, and you know, so to be locked away from my family and training out there is going to be spot on for me.
As I said, you've had a long career. I mean, do you wish this opportunity had come earlier for you, or do you think your experience is actually going to play to your advantage?
No, I'm maturity. I was a late developer. I mean, I was 18 years of age. I didn't have hairs under my arms. I never had a shave till I was 24. So I was a late developer, and now I feel I'm a fully fledged man. I'm strong. I do the weight easy. I do everything right. I've put my body through well over the years, making time to make 9 stone and super featherweight. But now I've found, you know, what training's right for me, what food's right for me, and my body knows it. And you know, I feel like I'm a fully fledged man now, and I feel, you know, it's now or never. I've got to make this fight happen. I've got to make this fight go the way I want it to go, and that's me getting my hand raised at the end of it.
We're used to seeing you in title fights, lots of British, Commonwealth, European, you know, even intercontinental fights. I mean, how much of a step up in your mind is this?
It's a massive step. You know, it sounds mad, but 4 years ago I was fighting for the British Masters title. I'm fighting for the world title now, and you know, I've took stages, boxed the likes of Gavin Rees, I've boxed Anthony Crolla twice, and you know, but Richard Abril's a different level from them, but I know that I can turn up. I know that Danny will get the best out of me. I know that Taff will have me super strong and super fit, and you know, I'll be in the right frame of mind, and you know, come fight night, I think he's going to be in for a bit of a shock.
Frank Warren's obviously done a great job to get you and secure you this title shot, but you mentioned Anthony Crolla. I guess in different circumstances it could have been him and his choice. I mean, what thoughts do you have for him at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I hope he recovers well. I mean, Anthony's a good lad, everyone knows that. He's most probably one of the nicest kids in boxing, and you know, but one man's loss is another man's gain. That's just life. But I still believe that I deserved the shot before Anthony. He went in the top 15 by the WBA. I was number 8, went down to number 7, and then all of a sudden he's fighting Richard Abril, and you know, I was a bit frustrated at it, to be honest. I spoke with the team, I spoke with my manager, and I weren't happy. And then, you know, I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anyone what happened to Anthony. I mean, he's lucky to be alive, he keeps saying, and you know, I believe he is, and you know, I hope he makes a strong recovery, and then, you know, down the line, I win a WBA world title, and you know, you never know, we could meet again for something massive, and instead of a cold night in Oldham for the British title, it could be something big for WBA world title.
Now, you mentioned Richard Abril. Obviously he's a top class champion. What do you know about him?
I know that he's lost 3 fights, 2 split decisions. I've watched him. Prescott beat him. I know he's big, rangy. Well, his record doesn't say he's a banger, but a big puncher. But you know, it might be because he's always fighting at a higher level. You know, he might be a big puncher, we just don't know that yet till we get in there. And you know, but I know he's skillful, and you know, I know he's a bit older than me, so You know, my legs and my brain's got to be fresh and be ready for them. And you know, I believe I've got the punching power to flatten anyone at 9 stone 9. And Richard Abril wants to have a fight with me. I'm happy for that.
I mean, BoxNation viewers may have seen Abril. He's obviously fought Brandon Rios and Sharif Bagheera. You know, he looks well schooled. He looks like a classy champion. I mean, are you going to have to knock him out of his comfort zone?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to frustrate him as well in certain things, and maybe outbox him. Maybe you know, box him southpaw, box him, fight him. Anything. I'm prepared to do anything. Anything what Danny tells me to do, I'm willing to do it to beat him. And I got a text message off one of my friends today, he's a crazy boxing fan, saying, you know, has there ever been a better opponent to come to Liverpool as a champion to fight a Liverpool lad for a world title? And on paper or in the top of my mind, I don't think there is. So, you know, I am in the deep end. I admit I'm in the deep end. A lot of people might say I might deserve the shot, but come fight night, I think they'll be happy with the performance they're doing. And when I'm world champion, I think I should get a pat on the back of them.
Obviously, it's early stages, but do you have a fight plan in mind? I mean, is it going to be a night of Dirty Derry?
No, I'll leave that down to Danny. Danny's the tactician. He's the master. He's the coach. He's the gaffer. He knows everything about boxing. He's been around the game a long time with his dad and stuff. So they'll have a game plan, build up to the fight. We'll work on stuff, and then, you know, we'll execute that on fight night.
As you mentioned, he has lost 3 fights in 22. He's drawn 1 as well, so he's far from invincible, Derry. That must give you a bit of hope. Yeah,
it does, and he's been inactive as well. He hasn't had many fights over the last 3 years, and you know, I think that's going to play a massive part. I mean, he might have world-class sparring, but actually fighting is a different level. And you know, he's coming to Liverpool as well with the crowd what we bring in this city, not just for me, but for all the other fighters on the bill, Paul Butler, Liam Smith, and them. You know, the roof's going to come off the place, so. You know, if you haven't got a ticket, yeah, you best get one now, because on fight night, you know, it's going to be you want to be in the best seat in the house, and that's in the arena.
How proud are you getting this opportunity in front of your home public, really?
I'm over the moon with it. I can only thank Frank for that, for delivering it. You know, he didn't have to. He could have sent me out there, but he promised me when I signed with him that he'd get me a world title shot, and he said, I won't send you away for it. I said, I'll get you one at home. He said, if you go and prove to me you deserve a world title shot, you go and put yourself in the frame for it, and I'll get you there, and I'll make sure it's in Liverpool, and he's delivered it, so I'm over the moon.
Do you think the Merseyside public will be a factor on the night? I mean, obviously they can't get in there with you, but I mean, you'll have massive support, won't you? Abril won't have faced anything like that, I don't think.
I don't think he will have, and he never will. I mean, our fans are great. Our fans are great. They follow all the boxing, apart from Liverpool Football Club and Everton Football Club. In this city, boxing is huge, and without only our 2 football clubs are so successful, boxing is a bit below them. But you know, if the football clubs weren't that good, I think boxing would be the main sport in the city. And fight night, it's a Friday fight night as well, which is strange in Liverpool because they're usually on a Saturday. So, you know, the crowd, I'm expecting a big crowd, and you know, the roof's going to come off the place.
Over the years, you've had some fantastic nights, you've had some very disappointing nights. Which Derry Mathews is getting through the ropes on March the 6th?
I think that the Derry Mathews, what's been the last 2 performances, and maybe the fear, the hunger. When I beat Anthony Collin in Oldham, I was hungry that night, I was starving actually, and I knew that I had to go out there and upset him. And you know, I love being the underdog. Every fight I go into, I always say to the coach, I want to be the underdog. I love being the underdog, and that's what makes me there. You know, I've got an art. I'll fight anyone, anywhere, and you know, I'm lucky that's in my own yard.
Do you think there's a chance Abril will look at your record and maybe underestimate you?
I hope so. I hope he really does, and not just that, he's been trained a long time as well, because he's meant to have another camp. So maybe he'll be going through the motions, but I hope he does look at my record and think, no, what, I'm going here for a big payday, get me money. He's going to get on the plane and go home, but he's in for a shock.
You mentioned the bookies will have you in as an underdog. I guess some of these fight writers will have you as an underdog as well. I mean, is the belief there, Derry? Can you do it?
Yeah, I know I can do it. I wouldn't be getting in the ring. I wouldn't let Frank waste his money. I wouldn't let my trainer waste the time he's going to spend with me. I wouldn't let my manager, you know, spend all the time going out to MGM. If I didn't believe I could do it, I know I can do it. And fight night, and I'm going to prove a lot of people wrong, because I guarantee it, 80% of the British public who are boxing fanatics, I'll say Abril's going to outclass me, but we'll see.
Very best of luck to you.
Cheers, thank you.